All right, and like I said, that file is called banner text, and it's right under resources. Let's go and see what else we have to do. We've done that. It uses a game loop for input from the console, introduce a global class. I'm going to create this global class world first that creates fields for holding text, because a lot of things are going to depend on that. All right, so let's go ahead. And so this is all going to be in source main Java. So in source main Java, I'm going to create a package called Adventure, and this is where all of your code's going to be, in the Adventure package. IDE project settings can be added to Git. I actually don't want to add the IDE project settings to Git. That's in fact why I created the git ignore file. So I don't want to do that. So we've got Adventure here, and I want to create a Java class called World that is going to hold some global text variables, some global variables. And the ones we're going to mess with now are text. And I think I've got this somewhere, so I'm just going to use this. These are the text variables. We've got basically header, description, current message. If we're going to be in a room, this is typically the header is typically the name of the room. If we're going to be in a room, the description is typically the description of the room and the objects in the room. And the current message usually refers to something about the most recent command we typed. Like, you can't do that, or it's done. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this as it is. And this is in a text box, I believe, so I have to use my trick of pasting this into Word, and then copying it into IntelliJ. All right, here's our world class. Package Adventure, public class world, and that looks pretty good. And yeah, is that formatted correctly? Well, you know, if it's not formatted correctly, I just go to code and reformat code, and it should fix things. It didn't need fixed, so that means it's formatted correctly. Okay, so there's my world variable. There's three global variables that are strings, or text, and we're going to show you how we make use of those. The next thing we're going to do is create an entry point. So this is the main class. And recall that in our Gradle file, we actually say that this is going to be our entry point. So I'm going to copy this. Again, I have to use my trick that hopefully you guys will not have to use. And I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to create there's my world class. So under Adventure, I'm going to create another class called Main. And there we go. Now it's telling me, number one, these red indicates an error. Can't resolve symbol game. That's because there isn't a class called game yet. Okay, and likewise, there isn't a method called run yet in that non-existent class. All right, but we're going to fix all that. So now we've got our entry point. This is just a main method. All right, and it initializes this a new game object here in line 6, and then it calls the run method. So that's it. So really, we got to focus on this run method. And so I'm going to create that class called game. That's pretty central to our adventure game. All right, and there it is. And let me see what I have in my slides for that right now. Okay, this is what I have. I didn't put the package in here, so I'm going to go ahead and okay, so I copied the declaration. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything here. Oops, and I didn't use my trick. That's why I'm getting that weird stuff. So I have to use a trick of putting this in Word first and copying it here. Copy. And boom. Okay, and that looks good. Okay, so let's see if we can clean this up. Okay, and it said that the big to-do here is implement the run method using the helper methods, but don't have the helper methods are not there yet, so let's start here. Here's the get banner method. Okay, so these methods are going to be inside the game class. So I'm going to copy this. Paste it there. Copy this. And here's the game class. Here's our run method. All right, and here's where that starts. Here's where that ends. This is the end of the class. So the helper methods go here. Helper methods. There's going to be multiple helper methods. And one of them is this get banner. And as you can see, it returns text from the banner text file in the resources directory. That's the idea. If the file can't be loaded, then a default banner is used, based on this string constant, which is just Java Adventure in all caps. And you don't have to know, all of what's going on here, like the buffered reader, the input stream, but just know that we're trying to get a multi-line file. Sorry about that. We're trying to get a multi-line file into a single string variable. Okay, that's the key here, and that's why we're reading each line of this file and then adding it to this, appending it to this string builder, which is going to ultimately return a string. Now, it says it can't resolve this symbol input stream. I'm just going to try importing class. And look at that. It imported class, line 3 here. Now we have an import. All right. So I'm going to do that with all of them. Buffered reader. Can it just import that class for me? Sure. Let's try it. Input stream reader, import class. Okay. Oh, and now I have a choice. Do you want the JDK internal org line utils or Java IO? I'm pretty sure Java IO because this is an input output thing. But okay, let's just keep going. All right, and it looks like importing those classes scanner, and I think this scanner is the simple one, Java util. And bam, I think that took care of all of the compiler errors. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to implement the run method using the helper method. And I think this game loop, okay, while the game is running, you want to get the input, you want to process the input, and you want to print the input out. I think that's pretty easy. So I'm just going to focus on this printing the banner. Printing the banner is basically, we need a string to hold the banner. Okay. And we should be able to just get the banner here. You can see it's get resource as stream banner text. All right.